You stupid enough to think you can fix this.
I'm fixing to fix it.
Oh, you fixing to fix it? Boy, you couldn't fix an election if your brother was a governor.
What do you want, Roscoe?
Hey everybody, welcome to No Garage Garage. Today we're going to be doing a little project update on the 6.5 liter Detroit powered trash that I have laying around. This is the gold compound turbo truck. I'm trying to put an intercooler in it right now. So I went ahead and just uninstalled everything important to the core support structural rigidity. And now the intercooler kind of fits in there. So yeah, just cut a big hole and it'll go in there. Doesn't matter if it's the right intercooler. Any intercooler is the right intercooler if you have an angle grinder and you just don't care. So basically I'm going to try and go ahead and mount this radiator like halfway to the frame and then halfway to the core support. And
what the fuck?
Weld in some patch panels and try to make the core support not fold in half or let the hood fly open at high speeds. I would prefer that it didn't do that. But yeah, so there's about an inch of core support left, kind of holding everything in there. So don't let that scare you because it's not your truck, you know what I mean? But I did just put a clutch in this trash, so it's been down for a while. And I also put a fast fuel pump on it before the clutch decided it was going to head out. And I don't think I ever really posted that or said anything about it, but it makes a huge difference on your 6.5 liter. No matter what injection pump you're running, it's going to run a hell of a lot better with one of these on there. And this is just some crap from the junkyard, and I cobbled together my own fast system. And here's the compound turbo setup that's also made from the scrap pile. That's a 3-inch V-band that I welded onto the factory center-mounted turbo and ran an exhaust that's, I believe, 2.5, 3 maybe, something like that, up to the big turbo there. And then this is a 4-inch exhaust all the way out the back of the truck. And I know 5-inch probably would have been better.
That's what she said.
But I had 4-inch laying around in the scrap pile, so it'll do. And then also, here's my custom 10-inch exhaust tip here. That isn't an exhaust tip. It used to be a stack, but I'm cheap, so now it's a tip. And here's my custom shifters that they came out of the toolbox, but, you know, you got to have a little bit of flair. And also, you also got to have your Lucky Pine cone installed in the dash, or what are you doing with your life, you know? So moving on to this truck, I've had some comments. Everybody's like, "Where's the intercooler at? What's the intercooler setup look like?" You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Behind the grill here, basically everything, all the real estate behind that GMC logo is all intercooler, from one side to the other, just cooling fins. And here's what it looked like before we put the grill on and got all the tubes and everything. So we're gonna move on to the S10 now. The S10 runs. It has 2 turbos that function, so that's pretty cool.
Do you feel this vehicle is safe for highway travel?
Yes, I do. Yes, I really do. I believe that. I know it's not pretty to look at, but it'll get you where you want to go.
Right now, here's where everything really sucks. Lots of work. Got to put a chain drive steering shaft where I was just waving my hand around in there. And the steering shaft that's going to go from the factory gearbox up through the floor there is kind of mocked in with a bar. And I also have to modify the floor so that way my feet will fit in here and I can be relatively comfortable because the engine has shoved the transmission back a good 6 inches maybe. So I'm going to put a little hole right here for my foot, you know, so I can, you know.
Does this thing move?
Oh, yeah.
Do burnouts and not be all crinkled up. Like, I'm a short guy, but there's just not a whole lot of room in there. So next, the Econoline 350 with the 6.9 liter IDI diesel. So we're going to go ahead and put a DT466 Garrett turbo on here and make it a center mount setup. I already started working on one of the, I want to call it a primary tube that goes to the turbo. I'm going to show it right here on the driver's side. Lots of bends and whoop-de-doos. And, oh, by the way, did I mention this is all scrap pile trash, too? If you ain't boosting on the cheap, what are you doing? But this is where the turbo is going to be mounted. I made a little bracket to kind of hold it there. It's going to need a really big doghouse, but it's still going to be sweet. So go ahead, stay tuned, like, subscribe. See you later.